We are in search of a new business model. In Italy, we need it. And today we try to give some good examples to show the way, which is this way we have to follow.
Well, thank you first of all. And the way is to connect the three decisive variables that are knowledge, finance, and entrepreneurship. We show these models because these models can connect finance, a new way of doing finance that is not the classical bank debt or even the classical venture capital. Entrepreneurship, that is something that Italy needs so much. And knowledge, that means knowledge connection, value added, international attitude, understanding what the others are doing in the rest of the world and how to take it in Italy and benefit from that.
One of the problems they showed this morning in Italy is we have many family firms and not too much young startup initiative. So how can we change this trend?
To have a success case. Once we will have a real success with a real international perspective, a real great financing, I'm sure that everybody will understand the potential of doing a startup, of being an entrepreneur, and of becoming an actor in the international market. JSTONE wants exactly that, not to take the Italians abroad, but taking the world to Italy, to select the best, and to create this success case.
Some of the biggest problems for the startup are to find the seed money and to find people that can help you to improve your business plan. The seed camp is a good answer to this problem.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as Gianluca said, the money is the small bit of it. It's really about the mentors. And I think it's great to celebrate people like him. And what we try to do is find those role models in Europe that can really help these companies, at those early stages with some of the problems. He talked about silly things that people make a lot of mistakes on, sort of how much equity or how much remuneration you give your early employees. How do you measure? What do you measure in your company? And how do you measure it? And setting those systems in place and all of that. So absolutely, that's a big part, more than the money almost.
Gianluca, you played the two roles, startup with Vidaminic, now with Dpixel, you work as a venture capitalist. Now you have a complete vision of the problem, which is the situation in Italy.
No, the situation in Italy is getting better. The situation means that there are more investors now and there are startups coming up. So it's one of those things that I think the system is moving compared to 3 years ago. There is no doubt about that. I mean, 3-4 years ago, there was just a few friends doing angel investments. Now there is even talks about doing a national law for venture capital. So the environment is changing. So I think the news are positive. I mean, it's about time, especially if you're a university, if you have got some ideas in terms of science, of where there can be innovation, you should really start to think about this as an opportunity in a world where jobs will not be easy to be found.
JSTONE tried to purpose new business model and show many different examples we have in Italy and abroad. One of these examples that mix Italian way and USA way in this kind with Silicon Valley is Mind the Bridge. How does it work? How can he change the mind of Italian entrepreneur?
So we're not changing, we are trying to change the mindset. This is the first thing. Mind the Bridge Foundation aims to establish a connection between Italian talents and Silicon Valley. It's not just a problem of capital. Yes, there are plenty of capital out there, but I think there is also seed capital in here. The problem is to establish a connection and the problem to make this connection work. So our program is to select the best of breed of Italian talents to bring to Silicon Valley in our program. This is a mentorship program that is called the GYM, and to help people to fine-tuning their own ideas and make them fundable and workable for Silicon Valley venture capital.
Today, as ESOF, they try to present new business model. Even in Italy, we had some example from abroad, but which is nowadays the situation in Italy, in our country, in Torino.
Well, I think that we in Italy are beginning to learn from abroad what to do, both as entrepreneurs and as investors. Meaning that 5 years ago, the scenario was completely different. Today, we have much more links with our counterparts in the other countries, namely the US, the UK, but even France, Israel, and Eastern Europe. So things have been changing and are constantly improving every day, luckily.
And one of the things that are changed is the initiative Intesa Sanpaolo, the startup initiative. How does it work?
Yes, we launched the Intesa Sanpaolo Startup Initiative 9 months ago. And the underlying idea was to foster innovation and cross-fertilization and put entrepreneurs and investors together. Not only Italians, but from abroad as well. What happens is that we do this 5 times a year. We pick approximately 25 to 30 startups, and we have them go through this, let's call it a booster course, if you may. And we try to convey the knowledge and the capacity of presenting their business ideas with an investment point of view, because it's very important to express the idea in a manner that investors can understand. So this is how we help them go through both the business plan and the presentation. After a few days of this, we have a panel of people, of experts, who will choose those startups which are the most ready to meet investors. And after this, they will meet the investors in a closed room session for an entire day, with the typical elevator pitch and Q&As following. And we have also decided to concentrate each appointment on one industrial sector, so as to help both the entrepreneurs, because they can get in touch with their peers, and the investors who are able to come to the appointment which best fits their scope.
It's a quite young initiative. You say it works after 9 months, but which are the results?
Well, we hadn't hoped for the results we actually had. We have had many expressions of interest on behalf of the investors. Every startup roughly has 10 expressions of interest, which is effective, concrete initiation of relationship between investor and startup. It's not just the exchange of cards. It's actually the beginning of talking, let's say, business talks. And some of the deals are actually closing. Now, we have only a 9-month history, so clearly the time frame is too short and brief. But we actually have had investments, so very happy about that. Very, very happy.
It seems to be the right way.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.